and welcome to another episode of Dissenter News, dated March 25th, 2019. And as per a wonderful comment put in by a lionfish, my audio was off the last video. Hopefully this time around that has been rectified. But I just want to go off and remind everyone that these videos are completely unscripted. Every week I go through the Dissenter.com and we look at the latest news on Dissenter, and far more importantly, we look at the comments. We look at the things that people are actually saying when they don't have the state breathing down their neck. And without any further ado, here we go. Okay, and instantly we have a lot of Tim Pool videos. They demand censorship, they demand information be illegal. 1984 is here. Let's give this a look. No.
The year is 2113. Everyone wears a gray jumpsuit. They have shaved heads. No one owns anything. There's no art. There's no images. There's no graphic pictures of any kind. There's no video games. Everyone's scared of everything all the time. Someone commits a crime. They called someone a naughty word. They said, "You're ugly." They were arrested. I feel like at the current pace of how things are going, that's where we're headed. It sounds extreme. That's the point. We look at these old dystopian novels like 1984, Fahrenheit 451, Brave New World, and we talk about how that's not going to happen, that never happened, but it is happening.
And he's absolutely right. He's got it put up here. He's got the New Zealand stops airing Sky News Australia after the Christchurch massacre coverage. In case you haven't been following, New Zealand has been doing everything within its power to basically pretend that this never happened, or not that it didn't happen, but only our narrative is what matters. And so we're going to take a look at the comments here real quick. Okay, first one is Solo. Tim, you keep telling people how scary everything is, and in effect they should be scared of what is happening. People within Western society have become emotionally weak and lacking in general character because of the, quote, "this is scary" narrative you have been taught to weave. Oh, this is interesting. It isn't scary at all. It is concerning, and it is a situation that needs to be looked at squarely in the face, understood, and then rejected by whatever means become necessary. I absolutely agree with this on the face. I like where they're going. Let's see if they say anything controversial later on. I might regret these words. While you cower in fear and whisper in everyone's ear about how truly awful it is, they will tighten their grip on the vices of control because you will be frozen in your fear. This isn't scary. That they are doing this so publicly and blatantly shows how afraid the people in power are. They are afraid that they are losing their grips on what power, and they are trying to reassert it. Now is the time to say, we are not scared. We aren't going to back down. We aren't going to accept this power grab without a fight. Now is the time to find your courage, not to wallow in your fear. Again, this is why we have the internet. This is why we have Dissenter. This is why we need these words of encouragement, because you're not going to find it anywhere else. The Christchurch shooter thanks the New Zealand government for doing exactly what he wanted. Yes, that is also true. This is exactly what he wanted. It says so in the manifesto. This is play by play what he wanted, and the New Zealand government should be ashamed of themselves for letting the terrorist win. Alright, we've got a few more articles to go through, so I'm going to stop there. And confirmed no Russia collusion, media's lost all credibility. Let's wait for this to load. Here we go. Don't you just love that title? Let's wait for this to load. Why did I lose connection all of a sudden? It's almost like they know.
Democrats are now threatening to subpoena Robert Mueller himself. We recently learned that...
No. It's not that the evidence isn't there. The investigation is wrong. The investigation is wrong. That's why Trump's not getting indicted. The investigation was wrong. There's a Simpsons meme in here somewhere. I can't remember. Someone give me the reference for the Simpsons meme here. Oh my goodness. Okay. I know that was short and you want to hear more, but basically no Russia collusion. Media has lost all credibility. Updated. The Democrats will subpoena Robert Mueller. I actually saw another clip on this. A guest went on Bill Maher's show and said, yes, we are going to drag Robert Mueller and indict him and subpoena him and try to, see why he messed up the Russian collusion investigation and narrative. So yes, this is actually true. Go ahead and watch Tim Pool's video. So, Sinister Dark Soul says, at this point, sad. Doesn't even begin to describe the regressive left. Media is foobar. Pretty sure I saw a guy who was offering $10,000 if Trump had any charges. Yeah, you guys should collect on that guy. His tweets have been broadcasted throughout media because, well, someone's getting his money. The Left is in Free Fall by John Mortensen. This list is just off the top of my head. 1. The Sokol Squared Hoax, Covington, Smollett. Twitter comes under scrutiny for leftist bias, Rogan, Poole, Dorsey. Oh my gosh, the lawyer has a name. I'm not even going to pronounce it. 5. Facebook under scrutiny for leftist bias, congressional hearings. 6. AOC and the Green New Deal rebuked by labor unions. 7. Crazy cast of Dem characters running for president. 8. Jim Jeffries caught deceptively editing. 9. Panel drama, UK, but still a huge scandal. 10. Mueller report exposes rampant fake news for the last 2 years on CNN, MSNBC, and most other mainstream media. Nothing wrong there. We have the obligatory, the sound of ree. These people are nuts. News people have said they don't care. The Russia thing is true. They are crazy. Again, this comes from the people who couldn't deal with losing an election. They're definitely not going to swallow this. Jeff Baker, Trump is a traitor. We don't need any evidence. We just know Orange Man bad. You get the picture here. But no, seriously, they did, in all seriousness, say that they're going to indict or subpoena Robert Mueller because it didn't say what they wanted it to say. And so clearly this is his fault that it didn't go their way. Alright, this right here is a story I wanted to show y'all. The British government calls Christianity a religion of violence in rejection of an Iranian asylum seeker. So what happened here is an Iranian man converted to Christianity. And he was applying for asylum because in his country, they can kill him for being an apostate. And he said in his asylum papers that he wanted to, that he joined Christianity because it was a religion of peace, which was to his liking. The British government decided to respond to him, quoting Bible passages, telling him how unpeaceful Christianity was. So we're going to take a look at this.
Every time I think there's just no way the British government can possibly get any worse, any lower, any more despicable, the British government replies, "Hold my tea." The New York Times reports.
And that they did. And oh, did they do it. Let's take a look here. Alright, the UK is finished. Why are the citizens rolling over and allowing this shit to happen? Are they that pussified over there? Dude, you have no idea. Like, I'm in contact with people in the UK all the time. It sucks. Like, they are literally being charged with thought crime. The latest Sargon interview with Tommy Robinson was very telling because he said, "Look, the reason you know that I haven't said any of the things that they've accused me of saying is because I'd be in jail." And I stopped and looked at him like, he's not wrong. I mean, Dankula literally got convicted for a Nazi pug joke. He also recently did a video where his new pug, whose name I don't know, raised his paw to Black Power. The Dankula home is now the ground zero for the new race war. In other news, Buddha has inscribed the new pug's bowl with the words "colored only." Unfortunately, the black pug has now responded with a lawsuit for discrimination, and the Dankula household, I hear, is now in War of the Roses, as it were, as Dankula sides with Buddha and Mrs. Dankula clearly siding with her new baby pug. Tragic times. Tragic, tragic times. Back to the comments. Yeah, the UK is officially dead, even with Brexit. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Some definite pessimism. Won't be long. They will be flying the Muslim flag, just like New Zealand, Ozfam, Ozpol, Australia. Oh. Did a Muslim in our immigration department write this without a care for Christianity and a desire to subvert? Good question. Who was it who made this video, or who made that decision and decided to quote the Bible out of context? When will they stop writing and start doing something about it? Hot take. Moses Wesley, or Wellesley. Sometimes I think the UK forgets it's a theocratic monarchy. You know, you're actually right, Moses. You are 100% correct. The absolute authority in Britain is still the crown, and that's why I applauded Mr. Jarrah Batten when he started writing petitions to the crown, because it is still a conservative notion in the UK to appeal to the high authority of the crown to get things done properly when Parliament fails. I personally would not be against a reenactment of the Rebellion of the Barons, so that the proletariat, the people, the commoner of Britain can have their own Magna Carta. But we'll see how long that takes to happen. Sargon did an hour and 40-something minute on Trump-Russia possible collusion. Then we have there was no collusion crab wave. I shut ads off. Would have never asked to monetize this, but instead got a copyright claim from Monster Cat, the original maker of the crab rave. Really? Really now? Chick-fil-A responds to a perfect Bible verse after San Antonio bans them over, quote, legacy of anti-LGBTQ behavior, FaithWire. Yeah, I'm interested. I am totally interested in this. Let's go take a look. The left demonstrates yet again their quote-unquote tolerance is nothing but bullshit. Uh-huh. Nothing shocking here. No one is shocked. Quote, with this decision, the City Council reaffirmed the work our city has done to become a champion of equality and inclusion. Trevino claimed, quote, San Antonio is a city full of compassion, and we do not have room in our public facilities for a business with a legacy of anti-LGBTQ behavior. In the spirit of inclusion, you're not welcome here. Anyone confused about this? Everyone. Giuseppe. Everyone is confused about that. It does not make any sense, and it follows no moral pattern, which is why it's confusing. If these people actually believed in what they were saying, they would have some mark of consistency, which, of course, they don't. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one right here. I believe this is another. Yes, this is another Tim Pool video. This is some good news. I like ending on a positive note. Watch for that.
You know, what's really surprising to me is that as prominent as the Southern Poverty Law Center is, whenever I use SPLC in a title, the video does extremely poorly and is demonetized. I'm not going to get conspiratorial and try and figure out why that is, but in my last video, I changed the title to Far Left Activist Organization, and all of a sudden, the video started doing a lot better. It's been widely said that the SPLC works with YouTube and other organizations to, control and police content and things like that. And it's also true that there are some right-wing groups that work with YouTube, but the SPLC is very influential. However, it would seem that the SPLC is facing dramatic turmoil for a few reasons. From Oregon Live, the Oregonian, Morris D's fired, co-founder. President Richard Cohen out. Southern Poverty Law Center in upheaval.
That is the sound of victory, my friends. That is the sound of marching Kekistanis laying waste to the leftist establishment. The SPLC is the people responsible for maligning the Heritage Foundation, Pamela Geller, Gavin McInnes, the Proud Boys, all falsely, of course. They all want to falsely malign their enemies as racists, as extremists, and the top founders, Morris D's right here and Richard Cohen, have both been removed because of internal turmoil. They're having their foundations rocked. For those of you who are not aware, Gavin McInnes is suing the SPLC, and this is probably a part of their suit, as they've probably entered the stages of discovery. So I'm hoping that this progresses into the absolute implosion of the SPLC. Let us continue. This is interesting.
A few things have happened. The co-founder was apparently accused by former staffers of being a sexist, racist, a bigot. If you're not familiar with the SPLC, they have a hate map where they list many organizations as hate organizations or extremist. And this has resulted in people losing money, most notably Majid Nawaz. Majid is a former terrorist. Yeah, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. He saw the light. He became a better person. He's proof of the path to redemption. And now he runs the Quilliam Foundation. Incredibly respectable. I think he actually coined the phrase regressive left. That's my understanding. Majid wants to fight extremism, as he says, left, right, and from the heavens above, meaning religious extremism. That's the goal of his organization. Now, the SPLC dubbed him an extremist, an anti-Muslim extremist, which could mean that people he tries to work with to de-radicalize could be hurt for being...
Could you fucking imagine? A literal terrorist who left terrorism, wanted to educate the West, wanted to stop bodies from piling, was labeled an extremist with the SPLC. God, I hope they burn. I hope they go down to the ground. But let's keep watching. Let's keep watching.
Being near him, he could face death threats being considered this. Well, he was going to file a lawsuit. He sent a strongly worded letter to the SPLC, and they gave in. I went to an event. On our Subverse channel, we filmed a bit of what he was saying. I believe Richard Cohen was there. Apparently, he's resigned in disgrace following statements from former staffers that for years they knew the co-founder of this organization that claims to fight hate was actually being run by a bigot, racist, and a sexist. And the employees there just kept their mouths shut. I'm not surprised. It's one of the most offensive things to me. Because this is why I don't trust the establishment of any side, left or right. Of course, everyone has their racists. But the left are the one who are claiming to hide behind the banner of anti-racism to fight for progressive values. Meanwhile, a symbol that was leading the fight and the culture war for the left turned out to be racist.
No one should be surprised. No one should be surprised at all. No one should even be shocked, appalled, or... No. This is their MO. When they call you racist, you're not the racist. They are simply projecting themselves onto you. This This is the classic Alinskyite tactic of not only are they trying to hold us to the standards that we hold for ourselves, not being horrible, terrible people, but it's the thing of accusing your enemy of the things you would do because it is devious and negative. Tim, you did this before when you talked about that Yale study. It's not that Democrats are pretending to be stupid when they talk to minorities. It's that they are assuming the minorities are stupid and are, quote-unquote, dumbing down their own speech to a level they believe the minorities will be able to understand. That is far worse and far more insidious. Completely agree. Is anyone surprised that the SPLC is run by racists? No. No one should be shocked. No one should be shocked at all. Oh dear, how sad. Never mind. How many of the wretches left to go? Yes. Yes, Grumblesock. How many are left? How many are left? Another vid to add to the list of examples of why the SPLC is a hate group. Though and though. It's through and through. We're just going to correct that, on the air for your benefit and health. Well, guys, this has been Dissenter News for March 25th, 2019. I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.